it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Ocean Show podcast. Today I have what feels like a lifelong friend now. I met him through working at a little breakfast joint up in Marysville. It's been one of the coolest people that I've ever met, and he's the one person that really got me into ska and I guess shaped my perception of the world. Please welcome Dave, aka Stovetop. There we go.
Thank you for having me here tonight, man.
How's it going, bro? How have you been?
It's been kind of difficult, bro. You know, life's trials and tribulations with this coronavirus nonsense and everything that's going on around us. You know how it is.
Yeah, man. It's been a struggle with that COVID shit. But it's starting to look up. I think they're saying the 26th, so they're gonna start doing they're gonna start opening everything up back to normal.
That's what I'm hearing, a bunch of different dates, man. I got the 15th, I got the 26th. I'm hearing sometime in the beginning of July, and it's like who knows? You know, I'm waiting for the day that it happens. I'm from Florida originally, so you know we never shut down there.
No kidding, man. Shit, they've been going hard nonstop through that the whole time.
It's been ridiculous.
Yeah, definitely, man. But you know, I brought you onto the podcast. I know you've lived a very insane, wild life. And, I just wanted to get to know you, get to know your story and just what your background with ska, what's brought you, across the country and stuff like that.
Yeah, man. I'm here to spread the love, dude. I'm here to give any information that I can. And, maybe my story will help somebody else not have to live the life that I led, I guess. Yeah.
Man, we can always hope for that, man. It's always someone's story that can change the life of someone else, and that's the coolest thing about stories, is that you never know how it could affect someone in such a positive way, can shape them in a personal aspect that really can lead them on to some good path or something like that. Whatever your idea of good is.
No, that's the truth. That's where the balances of scales are. Some people think that good is way up here, and I'm like mediocre good. Trying to do better now.
Man, you gotta be a little bad to be good. I've never thought that you can only be one or the other. It's it's such a gray area, being human. So it's you can't have one without the other. It's just, it causes, it can cause such a personal imbalance in your own life if you're just striving to be one singular thing, singularly good or, singularly bad or, whatever.
Well, it's that balance of yin and yang, you know what I'm saying? It's
exactly.
When you strive too hard to be good, something's going to be there to pull your darkness out. But at the same time, it's, if you're striving to be evil, there's always going to be, there's that light side of it too, to where it's mentally, whatever people around you, somebody's going to bring you out of it at some point.
Exactly. But let's see. What I wanted to start talking off, let's start off pretty light. Let's go into talking about ska. That's one of my favorite topics to talk about. I can talk about that shit for fucking hours, man. But
Right there with you.
Hell yeah, man. But what got you into ska? What started your passion for it, your love for it?
So what actually got me into ska and what really got me going with it was the first time that I heard Mustard Plug. There was a compilation back in the day called Beer Nut Cinema, and they played their track "You" on it. And I just never I could never get that beat out of my head, because I was always such a positive guy growing up, and it's maybe that was my downfall, going back to that good and evil thing. But so I always loved it, man. And where my grandparents lived, again, I'm from Florida, down in Boca Raton, and our backyard was a church, so I used to go to youth group over there.
Okay.
And our youth minister took us to this music festival one time, and it was a Christian music festival, this and that. And it was back when the OC Supertones were considered a Christian band, when Five Iron Frenzy was considered a Christian band. But Of course, when
Yeah.
you gain popularity these days, you have to stay, step away from that to do your thing, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, so I went and seen the OC Supertones, and that was the first time I'd ever seen a mosh pit. The first time I ever went crowd surfing, anything like that. And then when Five Iron Frenzy came on, it was, these people. There was like the mosh pit in the center, and then there was these people on the side that were like doing this crazy flailing with their legs, and then just like dancing around, and like everybody was smiling, and if somebody fell, the whole place was stopped to pick them back up. And I was like, all right, maybe this is the pit that I want to get into,
Right.
The mosh pit with training wheels type shit.
Hell yeah, man. That's what every ska mosh pit feels like, man. It's like super lighthearted. Everyone's like super supportive and shit. Like it's totally like a pit on training wheels.
Yeah, straight up. Yeah, well, that was the night that I learned how to skank, if you want to call it that. I just kind of got in there and started flailing my legs around. I'm sure there was some people on the outside of the pit that were probably laughing at me, like, "What the hell is this kid doing?" But
Man,
16 years later, I think I developed my skank a little bit better now.
I would think so. I've seen you on the floor before. I think you've got the moves, man.
Yo, bless, dude, bless.
Hell yeah. But you've told me before that you started that you were in like a ska band and everything when you were in Florida. Like how old were you when you started that, and like how long did it go for?
So I was in a band called Scuff Shoes down there for a little bit. We got put together. It was me. I showed up at school with I don't know if you've ever heard of the Esteban guitars. He's like a late night like dude with long hair and fucking long ass fingernails.
Yeah.
But it's an acoustic, so my grandma always wanted me to make music and stuff like that. So I would show up at school, just playing those upbeats at lunchtime. And then I met my trumpet player. His name was Lance. And me and him were both like, "Oh, you like ska music, this and that." We didn't kick it off until we went back home, or it might have been nationally, but there was a tour called the Ska is Dead tour.
I've heard about that.
So I went. It was the year that it was like Voodoo Glow Skulls, Mustard Plug, like a couple other people, and I went there, and I'll never forget meeting him because I was in the pit, and his whole thing is he would side headbutt people. And he split my shit open, dude. And I didn't realize it was him because he just kept going. And the next day at school, bro, I like looked at him and I was like, "You were that guy." I was like, "I know who you are now, bro." And he was like, "Oh, I seen you in the pit, bro." And I was like, "I bet you did." But, a beautiful relationship started, and we used to go in the band practice rooms and just sit there, jam out and whatnot until we found the rest of our band. And yeah, so that was probably when I was like 14, 15, 16. And yeah, man, we did it big, dude. We played with Less Than Jake, dude, Mustard Plug, Suburban Legends. Anytime Bad Fish would come down to Fort Lauderdale when we were on the circuit, we were jamming. We toured pretty much from Miami up to New York, just, doing some things until, like, I told you a little bit ago that I was a dumbass and, I was more heavily involved in the streets than I was with school or my music. I was high all the time back then. And right before our biggest tour, when we were about to get signed by Slammy Records, we were going on tour. We were literally booked to go from Miami to New York with Mustard Plug, Suburban Legends, Less Than Jake. Man, I got arrested for selling ecstasy. And it was a weird setup, and me and my buddies were drinking in a parking garage, and they walked up on us, long story short. But it was the night before, dude, so I kind of fucked my band. And, it's led to me just kind of thinking a lot more about life, especially now because there's, our trials and tribulations that we're going through now, but it's led me back to music again,
Yeah. And it's weird because, you could think about like, you're talking about like trials and tribulations, stuff like that. And who knows, like maybe had you not been like caught with like ecstasy and stuff like that, you would be where where you are right now. Maybe you wouldn't be making music anymore, doing something that, you have like a deep passion for. And even like when we were like hanging out, like, behind the brick and like getting high, and you bringing your guitar and we're just getting high before we'd go back into work. You just be playing like a little bit of something, just vibing, man. So it's like, for as long as I've known you, it's, music's always been like such a big, like core part of who you are. So it's like, I wonder if you would have been maybe someone different had you, not been like gone through the struggles that you went through.
No, blessed, dude. I think that same way every single day, because it's our trials and tribulations in life that make us the people that we are today. I'm sure, for anybody that's listening, there's going to be that one defining point in your life that really sets you on the course of where you are now, even though we've all chosen the different fingers of the street that we're on. It's like, maybe it's not just a one-way street. Maybe there's 5 different paths that we could have chosen, but that one major fork in the road is what led us to where we're at right now,
Yeah, I get that. That's fucking true though, man. Like, everything happens for a reason. I've always believed that. We can shape our own destiny, but everything that we encounter, everything that we, deal with, everything that we grow from, it happens for a reason, to lead us on, whatever path, the future may hold, hopefully, it being good and not bad kind of thing.
Trying.
Every day, man. But, so was it because of getting caught with ecstasy that led the band like separating, or was it like something else?
So the night that I got caught, dude, I ended up going to a couple of programs. I was locked up for I want to say it was like 8 or 9 months as a juvenile, and my band didn't stop. Even though that me and my trumpet player had talked for a while when we had first started, and he said he would never allow the band to go on without, if one of us left, both of us was leaving, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But as the years progressed, I had seen him more and more want to step away from playing trumpet to being, at that point, I was the lead guitarist and one of the lead vocalists. And I had seen him kind of wanting to fill that role.
Okay.
So when I got locked up, that was the perfect time for him to do so. So they continued to go on tour. They did their thing. They all got signed. They continued to make music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I remember it was the first week that I got out of being locked up, and I heard that my band had a show. And I was like, yo, this is fucking amazing, bro. Because if you're in a band and you actually, don't get me wrong, you play music to hope that people enjoy it. And that's, definitely one of the reasons I was writing when I was younger. But it was more so you got to do it for yourself,
Yeah.
So I went to this show, dude, and I was like, yo, I get to see my band live, dude. This is about to be off the chain. And I'll never forget showing up at this show. There was 400 or 500 people there. And I was fucking going nuts, dude. I was dancing, bro. I was throwing hands, dude. It was a fucking party, because I was just like, yo, I've always wanted this experience to be able to dance to the music that I created,
Yeah.
But the weird thing was that nobody else was dancing, bro. There wasn't a single person in the place that was dancing. And it's I know a lot of people. I'm not trying to toot my own horn, nothing like that, but I know a lot of people, and I love a lot of people where I'm from, because it was where I was born and raised. You know what I'm saying? Which will come into the story of how I got out here a little bit later. But when at their last 3 songs, they were as a kid, I used to go under the name of Davo. And they were like, look, for our last 3 songs, we have a special guest in the audience we're going to bring up. It's our buddy Davo, our old guitarist, this and that. And bro, they brought me up, dude, and the whole fucking place was dancing, dude. I ain't even gonna lie, dude. It was so beautiful, bro. It was so beautiful.
They were waiting for you. That's what it was.
they gave off a different energy, bro. It was like like back in the day, dude. I used to just show up at the show with like a half pound of weed and try and smoke out everybody. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
they're up there trying to do this as a business, trying to do this for the money, and it's like I didn't even know that we got fucking paid our first like 100 shows. You know?
Yeah. Shit. But that's awesome that like, you know, you bring in like such like a big energy that like it went from just being like everyone's just kind of like vibing to it to like everyone, you know, the pit starts, everyone's going hard and shit like that. Like having that kind of fucking energy is like it's like a talent and a gift. Like not a lot of people like have that, especially for going up on stage. Like it's like, at least for me, like being up on stage in front of a lot of people is like nerve-wracking to me. But I want to like, you know, I've always wanted to like start like a little band, like a little mini band, record like one album, perform like a couple shows, and that's it. Like I just want to like have the experience because it just seems like such a fun thing. It like, you know, seeing like just like all like every band that I've seen just like going hard, just having a good time. Like, you know, people, they're doing it for recognition, you know, make money, but you can also tell like they're having fun doing it. Like they don't give a fuck, you know, they're just, they're playing what they love and what they like. And it's just, you feel that like that positive energy, and it just makes you want to like fucking dance and shit, you know, go hard.
100%, dude. You know, and that's like, yeah, like it's a blessing, bro. I appreciate you saying that, man. And it's I don't know, dude. I love you. Got to put your love into certain things, you know. And it's like I feel like that's one of my flaws is I put my love into everything, you know. And it's when you do that, you're so quick to be hurt. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that's where with the music, you know, I'm in my studio right now. We just started building it back up, and you know, I'm trying to do some more ska here in a little while, but I feel like now I'm trying to make music for myself. Like, of course, do I want somebody to listen to my music, and do I want somebody to maybe get the same enjoyment out of it that I get? Of course, you know, that's why we make music, but it's an energy transfer, you know. It's like it's almost like Mystic, bro. If I was to put out a song and you find yourself at the house just sitting there jamming, skanking around your living room, it's like, yo, I did something right.
Hell yeah,
you know?
dude.
But I also started MCing and whatnot because I feel like when I write ska music, it's more of like a storytelling, like happy time for me. So I started doing, you know, not to sound like a lame or anything, but a little bit of like underground hip hop style, like storytelling stuff. And it's like, I feel like that's where I can more so express like the darker side of my emotion, you know?
Yeah. Man, like what about like blending the two? Like, you know, I know there's been some like hip hop ska, like I can't remember what they're called. It's like 6 Point Boom or something like that. But they have like kind of like a ska tone, like followed with like, you know, the hip hop beat, like lyrically kind of thing. Like what about incorporating something like that?
Oh man, that's like, so we'll see, fingers crossed, Once Upon a Day, if I ever come out with the EP again. That was like my goal. I mean, I definitely do have a lot of ska songs that I'm trying to, you know, get down and recorded. But at the same time, like I was thinking, like on my Instagram, for instance, right now, it's one of the first like things when I learned how to do IG video like a week ago. I'm lame, bro. I'm not, you know, when it comes to computers, I suck.
Hey man, there's no shame in that. You know, technology is helpful, but you know, being able to not have to rely on it is a fucking blessing nowadays.
No, it's the truth. But that's kind of what it is for me, bro, is I'm trying to learn how to blend the two. That way I can make music that I love, even though I like getting like lyrically aggressive, you know?
Right.
Like, even though it's like that, you know, I want to be able to blend the two, but even still, sometimes when I blend the two, I find myself writing more about happy stuff. And it's not like, I mean, I feel like what I write, even just to like an underground hip hop beat, is not necessarily like, it's not like emo rap or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's like, I don't know. It's just like, I'm trying to learn how to merge the two. I guess that would be the simple answer of the question. I'm sorry.
No, man. I'm all down for like the bigger explanation because with the explanation that you've given, there is a reason behind it all, like why you're trying to find that like happy medium to put the two together. It's not just like, oh, I'm just trying to get like the right beat and trying to see like what like how fast I play the horns in comparison to how hard the drums are going or, something like that. It's more of like, you're talking about like the emotion within like making a song. Like you're trying to, you talk about ska being happy and then, hip hop having like the little bit like a darker sense to it. And so, you talk about just trying to blend that, but, you keep going more towards the happy because you got the ska over like the more darker tone that you're trying to get with the hip hop. So it's like having that like description is like, it like leaves to a better understanding, at least for me. I think, it's like, I totally get that. And it's like more relatable. I guess that would be the word, like relatable, like empathy. Like I totally, get like the heart that you want to put into the music and, the direction that you're going for. Kind of thing.
But let me say this though as well. Most ska music, even though that it sounds happy as hell, if you read and actually listen to the words, is very depressing.
Oh, 100 fucking %, dude. Like, shit, I'm pretty sure like 3/4 of like Streetlight Manifesto songs are all just like really sad and like you look into it and it's just like you just imagine like a bunch of like very like deep emotional like ska kids like skanking hard in the pit, but their heads are down. It's just tears going down. They're like, I fucking feel these lyrics, man. As fuck.
Dude, shout out to Streetlight, bro. They fucking are amazing musicians, dude.
Oh yeah, man. They're phenomenal, dude. I'm waiting for their next album. Like, it's been almost 10 years in the making now. They've had their like whole court case with Victory. Fuck Victory.
Fuck Victory.
They've had that. They've had they've just been trying to like get by, being an independent like record label and shit like that. And it's impressive that they've gone through all that shit and they still want to like create the next album, stuff like that. It's like the similar dedication that I see in you when you talk about music, kind of thing.
Yo, blessed, dude, for real.
But let's talk about like what got you into California. Like you're very well traveled, to put it lightly. I feel like you've been all over the fucking country, man. And you do you ever take planes, or is it like always like a Greyhound?
No, dude. So I just actually started taking planes, and that's let's just dive into the story, man. Fucking.
Let's do it.
So when I was 21, I was a dumbass, stupid kid. If I could go back in time, I would beat my own ass. Man, I got caught selling drugs, dude. Like I said, my life has been an investment to the street, dude.
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily something that I'm proud of, but again, the paths that we choose that make us who we are.
Exactly.
So I'm currently fighting a case right now out of Florida for this charge that happened back in 2000. I want to say early 2011. And I got caught selling a drug called methadone, which is an oxygen molecule different than Molly. So like those people that are going to the club that are all, raging.
Yeah.
Chances are you're not taking real Molly. You're taking methadone. It's
like a cheap.
Is it like an analog drug?
Okay. Is it like a cheaper alternative compared to Molly or something?
So real Molly or like sass is going to like put you to the couch. You're just going to be sitting there vibing. You're not going to have the whole, up and raging type of thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a knockoff, but when you go to the club, dude, you don't want to be sitting on the tables, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
loving yourself. You know, you want to be up in the middle of the fucking dance party, fucking raging, you know?
Right.
And so I got linked up with a group of people that when this was legal, dude. This was a drug that you could go down to the head shop and buy different shit like that. And then a year and a half after it was legal, it got put on an emergency one scheduled C ban list in Florida.
Okay.
So you could only buy it in I think it was Texas, California, and like we'll say Maine or something. Like they triangulated it, you know what I'm saying? Type shit. So again, what's up?
So what is that exactly? Is it just like it just limits it to where you can buy that drug, or is it like?
Well, so marijuana federally is under a Scheduled 1C. That's its class. So at that point, it got put on an emergency banned list, meaning that they realized people were taking this as a drug rather than something. I don't know what the fuck else you think you're taking that for.
Right.
But so needless to say, I was with a group of people, and these group of people got caught with like a half kilo of this stuff, kind of broken down. I didn't have anything on me, but they all blamed it on me. They said that I was the person that they were getting it from. So at this point, when DEA showed up, they all pointed the finger at me. They had never seen, DA never heard my name, never blah, blah, blah. I guess they had been watching these kids for like a year and a half. And so fucking that led me to get my case. I fucking went on house arrest for 2 years, followed by 3 years probation. I violated house arrest and went on the run, dude. And so before I went on the run, I had to drop the last of whatever it was that I was dropping. And I made it out here. A homie of mine that I knew from Florida had moved out here to kind of get into the green industry.
Yeah.
And, back home my whole life since I was 13, I've pretty much been smoking every single day, fucking, but back in that time you were selling weed to smoke for free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I was selling weed to make money, And then as you get older, bills happen. And you realize, all right, maybe I got to hold down this pizza job for my grandparents, because they raised me and shit.
Yeah.
Just so they think that I'm making an income somewhere else. I'll come home and hit the block when I get home. And so when he told me that the green thing was doable, dude, and he was like, yo, come out, bro. It's fucking California. Like, this is just the, like, what do you want to call it? It's rooted in the people out here, maybe not all, but the people that it's rooted in that are up in the Emerald Triangle, that are doing things like, this is a lifestyle,
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I was like, yo, the weed lifestyle, bro, let's do this. So I was like, fuck it. I came out here and wound up homeless for a little bit down in fucking San Fran. And then we moved to fucking Stockton, bro, and that's where everything began.
Okay.
So it's like from Stockton, dude, I learned how to produce butane hash oil, wax, stuff like that. Spinning regular, what we call bobby, which is just, regular grade hash pulled with bubble bags, ice water hash. And then from there, we moved up to Montague, right off the A12. We were in a place called Shasta Vista. And that place is the fucking Wild West, bro. Like,
oh, no.
Yo, fucking, it's nuts up there, dude. It's nuts. But some things happened which led me down to Marysville, dude. And when I came down to Marysville, at that point, I had been out here for, I want to say, 3 years. And nobody had let me see their grow yet, dude. Nobody. They were like, who the hell is this kid? And I was like, bro, I just want to grow some fucking weed. And finally, bro, that was the first time I got to see somebody's plants, bro. And it was an outdoor setup. And then they had a little bit of a mom room going on the inside. And I was in there, dude, just looking around, bro, checking lights, temperatures, and this. And I was like, this is what I want to do, bro.
Yeah.
So I fucking said, fuck it, dude. I dove in straight first, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, yeah.
I don't even know if the pool had water in it, bro. I think I hit my head on the bottom, bro.
Yeah.
But it's like, that's what, and then from there it was, moving around a couple of various places within Marysville and Yuba City, to try and do something that I thought was going to make me a bunch of money, and that's what a lot of people don't see, dude. They either move out here or they're from here, and, the whole legalization of cannabis going on across the country, everybody wants to have a piece in it now,
Right.
And they don't realize, dude, like, shit, I was at the grow shop today and I asked them what my total was that I've spent in it's been 4 years, I think. And I'm not some big time dude. I'm nothing like that, bro. Like, I don't make a bunch of money. I work an average job. I go to school for massage therapy right now. Like, I'm just some average Joe,
Yeah.
And I walked in there and they told me that over the last 4 years, I spent $32,000.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm like, bro, I could have put that shit on a down payment of a fucking house.
Right.
And it's like, that was all the times that it took me from setting up PVC rooms wrapped in panda paper to only having room in my bedroom for a mattress because the rest of my room was board out, walled up fucking grow room, this and that, to where it's like, I flowered out a bunch of times, dude. I love it, dude. No disrespect to the people that flower out, because that is an art, that is a craft to have. It's like making, the best artisan beer or wine. It's like, if you have that knack, dive in and keep killing the game, because your weed is fucking amazing. You know? But for me, I found out that my pathway was clones, dude. And it's like, just having a bunch of moms, making a bunch of babies, in more ways than one. But,
hey, man, I mean, I've been seeing, like, I've been seeing that, like, at least, like, the clones, like, I think cloning's just, like, really been picking up, at least with that I've seen within the last couple of years. So, I would say you're in, like, the right fucking area, man. If you're, that's the dedication, because everyone wants to grow weed now. Everyone wants to have a fucking pot in their backyard kind of shit. So, having something that's already been started, where all you got to worry about is, like, giving it some sunshine and water. Like, that's what a lot of people are after now, is that they don't want to go through the tough process of growing weed. They want the easy shit, where it's like, you just water it for a couple months and next thing you know, you're harvesting.
Exactly. And that's where I got to pause and say, pardon my French, but fuck the people giving out shitty clones. Fuck the people that are giving out clones with bugs on them, because that's all I fucking hear about all day. Shout out to Golden Valley Hydroponics here in Yuba City. That's my job, bro. We sit here and, it's like, we're nothing about weed, nothing like that. We are a garden store. We just happen to have a lot of people in here in the area that I'm at that come in for cannabis, this and that. But it's not like we are not influenced by that at all. We have a lot of people doing veggies and stuff like that we're trying to get everybody more towards the organic aspect of things. But there's people out there that, bro, like, they're selling these $15, $20 clones, bro, with mites on them already, with powdered mildew. And you're just kind of setting something, like, if you're new at this, bro, that's somebody setting you up for failure.
Yeah.
And it's like, you got to have clean cut clones, bro. You got to be like, and that's what makes people, even if you don't have anything, bro. And it's like, that's what makes people say, yo, I only want to mess with this dude. I only want to, go to that group of people, because of the aspect of, I know that every time that I get something from them, of course, dude, do your sprays, do your, azadirachtin, do your pyrinthians, do your sulfur, this and that, and make sure that the plant is clean, as you always should if you get something from somebody, because in transport it could pick something up,
Right.
But just make sure you're giving out good clones, bro.
That's it. That's, at the end of the day, just give out some fucking good clones. Man,
that's what makes me happy, bro. I'd rather walk into a clone room with 10,000 plants in there that are all only, that big, in comparison to, some people like to walk in and see a bunch of flower. I mean, that's pretty too, dude. You know, we've been in some couple hectare grows and 8 hectare grows down in Salinas and things like that, and it's like it's beautiful, bro. I love to see people, taking it to the next level. But me, bro, I just want to do. How many babies can we fit in that room?
That's it.
Stack them up.
That's fucking awesome, dude. Like that's still like really, that's such a cool thing. And I never like really got into growing. For the time that I was smoking weed, I never got into growing, but like the few times I would, it was like me and a buddy would drive up to like butt fuck nowhere in Lincoln. And there was this one guy that had like, I want to say like 20-foot tall, like walls and shit, a giant metal door that like you had to call him and then the door would like open and shit. Yeah. Like this guy had like a fucking fortress of a house, but he was growing. He had so much fucking weed, man. Like he had a ton of indoor shit. And then you'd go to his house and it was this tiny little square box that had a bedroom. It was like it was like a studio. It was like a studio with a fucking growing, like an indoor growing on the side. And it's like the windows are blacked out. The dude's got like fucking like grenade launchers, AKs under his fucking bed and shit. Like, dude, he was like an MMA fighter or some shit, like a small time MMA fighter. And he was like jacked up on roids. So it's like, I'm not going to get on his fucking bad side, man. I'll do whatever this guy fucking asks. And like, I didn't know about this shit till I got there. Like my buddy was like, yeah, this guy will pay us like, $25 an hour to help do some cutting and shit. I was like, yeah, that's fine. I always need fucking money. And we get there and that's when I discover all this shit. And I'm like, man, I'm fucking with the wrong guy, man. Like
it's it over his head, dude.
I was like, I'm gonna piss him off, and he's gonna send his like 3 fucking pit bulls on me. He's gonna pull out a fucking gun, and he's just gonna start using me as fucking fertilizer or some shit. It's like, oh no. But it was a wild fucking experience, but it was interesting to like see it, see all these plants, see the process that they go through for like indoor growing and shit like that, because it is a fucking art to do it. Like it's such a delicate like thing that if you like fuck up like the most minute thing and it's all ruined, like you end up with pests, or the plant ends up dying because of like poor humidity control or some shit like that.
Yes, sir. No, it's something that you definitely need to dial in, dude. And it's like I have a couple of buddies up here that I've known for fucking a while now, dude. It's probably been like 4 or 5 years, and it's with all due respect, can't drop any names, but they, bro, to see where they were 5 years ago and to really like take their craft and dial it in to where it's like they went from using, nothing wrong, dude. Again, I'm not trying to call any growers out, anything like that. Nothing wrong with growing with synthetic nutrients. You know what I'm saying? Most people do, but when you are able to dial in an organic setup and you're not spraying any chemicals, you're not doing any of that because you're starting with clean clones. I mean, the product that you get in the end is going to be immaculate. The flavor, the taste, the high, there's so many people growing with so many different synthetic newts that it's like, yo, that bag appeal is there, bro. Yes, I want all of this. Yeah. And you smoke it and you're high for 5 minutes, and it's like, what just happened? And it was like somebody yanked the rug out from under you. And they're like, just get it. It's like, and it's like, man, like I smoked some of these organics, bro. And it's just like, my buddy had this mimosa cut.
Yeah.
I love mimosa, dude. And, bro, this shit was so like the citrus nose to this thing was so pungent that literally like I smelled it. And an hour later, we're working, and I was like, just like happened to like clear my nose or something like that, And bro, I was like, dude, that shit is still in my nose, bro. I was like, that's how that's some fucking fire,
Yeah.
And But yeah, dude, I mean, it's amazing to see where they've come from to go from the synthetic game to organic to now dialing it in to where they're pulling 2.5, 3 pounds of light, like doing it, running legal grows. And it's a dream, you know what I'm saying? From when I was 13 as a kid in Florida, where it was, no, you're messing up, kid, fucking, to where it's like coming out here. I mean, it's so different, and it's like, even with the legalization game, I mean, no place is California. Colorado wants to be California. They're not. You know what I'm saying? Nobody is ever going to be or have the Emerald Triangle. You know what I'm saying? Like, they've been doing stuff here for so long that it's embedded in the culture, bro. Even if you're not around it, even if you're fully against it, somebody around you is completely embedded in the culture, and that's what was so beautiful to me about it.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, no, I totally get that, man. And it is like part of the culture. Like, you see, like, you'll see like general, like, fucking, like, movies based around California. You listen to the music that's like popular in California. It's all like, it's surrounded by, like, a very heavy, like, weed culture. And it's a very real thing. And it's really cool to, like, see that shit. Like to see that shit in, like, California, and then see, like, other states want to, like, copy that because they see, how successful it is for us. And, others, there's a lot of, like a lot of people moving from California to other states and shit because, we're having just an influx of people and everything's fucking expensive in here and shit. And so you see, like, all those, like, people, those Californians moving out to other states that are like, like, influencing, like, the culture there. And, one of the big influences, like you're talking about, Colorado, is weed. So, it's just seeing that, like, they all want to be like, California again, but they all want to be like California, but they just never will, because it's just, we've had years of just I guess I would say perfecting it, something like that, something along those lines.
That's the truth, dude. And that's like, it's weird because, as you said, there's so many Californians leaving, to go other places, dude, and it's, I mean, that's, constantly, everybody's always moving. But when I was a kid, the dream, when I was in Florida, the dream was always to get to the West Coast, bro. Like, California, bro, like, this is California, and it's weird because I came here, bro, and all the people that I talked to are all like, I'm trying to go to Florida, bro. And I'm like, you don't want to go to Florida, bro. Stay as far fucking away from that place as you can.
Man, no, everyone wants to go to Florida because you can just carry an AK in your pants and, have a fucking, like, samurai sword in your back and no one's going to question shit.
That's why I love Florida, bro. That was one of the, like, heaviest things coming out here. Not only taxes, dude. Fuck California's taxes.
No kidding.
But the gun laws out here, bro. Unfortunately, I just lost all my guns because this chick walked out of my house with them. But
fuck.
Long story. But yeah, so that's one of the things that I'm excited about. I got a lot of things in life that I'm handling right now that's hopefully going to lead me back to Florida. Not that I want to stay back in Florida forever, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a Florida citizen, dude. I'm a Florida national. That's what we do, dude. We move around, we make people's lives happier, and we fucking continue to rock out, fucking take care of business,
Fuck yeah, dude. It's like a modern day nomad kind of thing.
Damn right, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude. Alrighty. I think that's all the time we got for this episode. But this was an amazing talk, dude. Like, I had a fucking blast just talking with you, like, getting to know you and stuff like that. It's been really, like, eye-opening, really awesome. And, it's just like, it's really, like, given me a lot more, like, respect for you and, the shit that you've gone through and the shit that you're going through now. Like, like working hard to change your life for, like, the better and shit, pursuing, your passion and your dream, is nothing but respect for me, man. That's, the words can't describe, like, the respect, words can't describe it, but, appreciate you, you know, for everything that you've done. And I appreciate you so much for like, you know, taking the time just to shoot the shit with me, man. I guess catch up.
Yo, yeah, that's pretty much what we were doing, dude. I missed the shit out of you, dude, and I definitely got to come down there and see you. And just know that it was a blessing for you to have me on the show. You know that that's definitely two ways, because somebody else could have been sitting here talking to you this evening, you know?
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, definitely. Next ska show that like starts once shows start popping off, man, you know, we got to go to one. Gotta hit that. We gotta hit the pit. You gotta show me the moves again.
Yo, dude, hey, it's just about getting out there and flailing your legs around, bro.
Damn straight.
All right, my brother. Thank you so much for having me on, man. And I wish you nothing but love, brother.
Same, brother. I wish you nothing but love. Quickly before we go, do you have any like shameless plugs you want to drop in or something?
I mean, not really. You know, it's just, hey, love yourself, love your people, bro. Do what you can. Know that, you know, don't what does it say? It's don't give up your dreams for other people, because chances are that other people aren't going to do the same for you, you know?
Fucking preach, brother.
Have a blessed evening, man.
You too, man. Take care. Thank you so much.
Yeah, peace.
Late.